knock and I see
Stay kitty.
an open door, I always put my hand there in case it's
Oh, yeah, good idea.
like your
So
flowers.
who are you?
I am the manager here, the owner, manager, whatever.
You're the owner?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
owner, but manager.
Okay.
Our stake is here, so I was just trying to figure out why this was built on our side. And these trees put in on our side, just with our stake being right there,
Okay, well,
looks like we have a problem.
Yeah. Do you have somebody you can call to come out and do a survey?
Yeah, was it surveyed? Is that why that's there?
That's been there for years.
Okay.
I've had that place for 20 years, and that's been there for 20
Okay, well,
years.
the guy that I've lived here 14 years. The guy that I bought the place from when we walked the property, he walked me over to the big hump over there, and he said that's where the property line is down there.
Now,
So that can't be that stake. I don't know where that came from, and nobody has ever done a survey. So as far as what I know, it comes all the way down, way over. But I'm like, I don't care. As far as
I don't care so much down there. I just care if it's built. I mean, you just built that, so whenever you get permits to build stuff like that, they require you to have a survey.
Right.
Either know where your line is or have a survey
Right.
to be able to know that you're on the
Right.
correct spot.
Right.
So
Well,
whenever somebody does a building, it's the responsibility is on them to get any surveying done to make sure that they're not building on the neighbor's property.
The base of that is on the cement pad. Cement pad belongs to my house. I mean, if there's any kind of dispute or any kind of problem, what we have to do is maybe split the cost of having a survey, get that if you're not worried about it.
Oh yeah, the cement. Okay, yeah. I mean, the cement pad. How many years has that been there?
That's on my property. So, I mean, and you say you own it. I mean, you got any idea?
Whoa, come on.
Well, I don't know who somebody does.
I can understand why you're being defensive right now.
Okay, all right.
But
I'm
let's
just here to talk about it.
I know. Let's just talk about the fact that you built on the cement pad. So of course you would assume the cement pad is yours.
Exactly.
So the cement pad has never been an issue, right? What is the issue with the carport?
What's the problem?
The issue with the carport is just that it was just built. It wasn't there before.
Right.
And obviously, it does, once you get your bushes up there, they've always been encroaching in our driveway, which now that they're down, we're going to keep them mowed down because we want to keep this all open. It's a pain to get in here. And these trees are going to get huge, so we would probably take them out since they're on our side. Yeah, I mean, if you put them in there,
As
then
far as I mean,
so basically
I don't
we can
really need them there.
Right,
so.
we could do whatever. I mean, if you're saying that's an issue, then, I mean, clearly the bushes can be easily removed. Carport can't be easily removed.
Right.
You know?
I mean, frankly, I'm not saying we need to do this, but frankly, there's a lot of places, especially in cities, not here so much, I don't know why that would be the case,
right.
Where they actually, when they do a survey, it's like, oh shoot, the garage is 3 feet on the property line, and then you have to figure out what to do. Frankly, I'm not, if that's where your slab was and you're on your slab.
Right.
Yeah, that is on the slab.
I mean, yes, you should have gotten a survey, you should have setbacks for your buildings.
Yeah.
But as long as this is kept clear here, I think I would be fine.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that can easily be done.
Yeah, I think if we just keep so that we have.
I mean,
if these were moved like over in here, I don't want to give you extra work, but we just don't. I know how big they get, and I just don't want to have to be the guy trimming my side in a few years.
What was the goal for these trees anyway? Why did you put this
Probably
there?
privacy.
Exactly. That's
cool.
going to be coming down, and I figured these would fill in, and nobody'd have to do anything. Nobody'd have to put another fence up.
What, the fence is coming down?
It will eventually in a year or two.
I mean, are you okay with it if she moves the trees? Or you just don't think the trees...
I think you need to research the future size. What happens, I mean, just like we have when you look at the tree, they look really pretty at Lowe's, and then you're like, oh shoot, and they...
Oh, I knew they were going to get big.
I don't mind them big, except that big this way is okay, but if you go
Exactly.
this way the same distance, it's gonna be a bear.
If you want, I mean, I honestly, I don't see how that could be the property line, because how could my cement slab, I mean, the only way to know for sure is
Get a
if you want to
survey.
call, yeah. And then I don't mind not, if I know clearly that, hey, this is it. I don't know clearly that is it. That's what you say.
Right.
And then you painted a pole. Okay, so what?
Well, if that was done years ago,
That was, well,
But
I
if
don't
the
know.
pole was there years ago, my mowing person who's been helping with the property for 20 years, who knew the owner before us, said that the owner told him that was the property line. Now I do know, you're right, that it goes back a little bit at an angle here.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that does for you up front here, except that I know that we have to back trailers in here, and when those bushes were all grown up, it was a nightmare.
It was horrible.
It was a nightmare.
Right.
I would never have planted those there. They were there, and I'd like to get. The only way that both of us would be totally happy is if we just go ahead and do the survey, and then you know
that's
what
true.
And
That is true. So then it would really, no.
That's fine, except that I'm not the person that's building anything, so I don't think I should have to pay for a survey for something
well,
that
I'm not either. So
because you're built on your slab here.
obviously, I'll tell you one thing we know for certain, is that these trees, there's no way that they're on your property.
okay.
Okay, that's a fair shake. Let's just say this is the stake,
Well, if
Yeah.
and let's just say that I'm going to blink my eyes that that's built 2 feet on my property.
yeah.
As long as this is kept mowed tight and any trees are planted far enough away so that if this were a straight line, they will not be growing
Okay.
over onto
Oh,
my
that's-
side.
oh,
That would be great.
That's no problem at all. As far as that's concerned, I have no problem at all with moving these. Now, something I do have a problem with: gray water coming out, septic water being sitting here, popping all through. I've lived here 14 years. This has never been kept up, ever.
Well, I think
Whoever you have, supposedly, who keeps all this up, your upstairs tenant has been here quite a while. She could tell you that grass might be cut once or twice a summer. And the gray water, I see that as a problem. I see septic water flowing through here a problem too. So I don't want to cause any problems. I don't even care about who cuts where down there.
I don't either.
Because to me, it's like, oh, well, they want to have that be their property, fine,
I think the whole point is not me fussing about a line. It's just that based on the way that deeds and titles and stuff work, is if there's a line
Well, I have,
and somebody's allowed to just kind of move over there,
and keep moving, yeah.
and then years
Yeah.
and years go by, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, we've been keeping that up for 15 years. That becomes a problem.
Yeah,
So
and
my
the same
thing
thing.
is,
I've thought that the bottom property line was way over a lot further, and it's not.
it's
So,
not.
Yeah.
We
Most
we
likely it's
definitely
not.
we definitely have access to all of this ramp here.
okay.
I know that from so all of this ramp that was built in here is all part of ours. So
All the way down?
I don't know. That stake looks like the stake. So if you were to take that stake,
I don't call that a stake. You can call it a stake, but
it looks like a property line, but it's not
Doesn't
that I'm
look
worried
like-
about the stake as much as I just want to make sure that, obviously trees planted on our side, that's not really cool. So we'll have to
we
move them.
agree to that, definitely.
So I'll go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah.
I can either, I'm not sure what you'd be satisfied
I think that
with.
the trees, based on what these should be doing, I'd imagine that they'll get out like this, which means they're going to be out like this,
Right,
3-4 feet till they're all grown.
Yeah.
I would like them 4 feet off of our
Oh,
line.
because of the driveway.
So basically, they just need to not be here. Like,
Well, I know how big they're going to get,
Yeah.
and whenever they grow up,
Yeah.
now it's on me to have to trim
Yeah.
trees so I can get in. That's a pain.
okay. So
I would
those just
prefer-
need to be
And
gone.
also all this. I agree that, I've removed as much as I could where it was just bare root there, and they're just, you can't hardly kill them.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you spray them with like a weed kill, like a Roundup, eventually they'll go away. Just
Yeah, well, that is a problem, and that's always been a problem.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to keep it trimmed back. Not that it's always trimmed back regularly, but
anyway, now that it's down, I'm happy because that means we don't have to worry about getting trailers in here and can't see and whatever.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The trees, yeah. I mean, technically, I would probably prefer that they aren't there. I mean, obviously, unless they're far enough on your side that they're not going to encroach over here.
Yeah.
Preferably. As far as that being mowed down there, it's just, I don't even know that it's, I was telling the guys, I'm like, I don't even know why it's necessary to mow this because it's really not a yard. I mean, up here's the yard. Nobody does anything down there. So, and nobody, it's not like it's next to your house. They were talking about, I had a guy that mows all this. I know it's not often enough for you.
Well, no, I don't care.
And obviously this
Yeah,
height is totally unacceptable because, at least up here, because they're like, we're getting ticks. I'm like, didn't he mow that? I mean, guy's been mowing for me for 20 years and he just never called me. I can't reach him, so we're doing it.
Okay.
So we want to keep this down, taken care of.
Well, it should be.
And the
that's not my
bank to make
business.
sure
Well,
that,
the thing is, it's not my business. You guys can do whatever you want.
yeah.
It's just more of figuring out.
The water issue, is that a problem for you? Because I know you have problem with like the land washing away. Does that have anything to do with it?
Where's your land washing away?
Well, you can see where
We
I
don't
moved.
have any land
because-
washing away on our side that I'm aware of.
Well, that's
The
because
creek, you always are going to have the creek side meeting. We have one at our place.
Like she has to keep refilling.
in the dirt.
Yeah.
There. Probably this is the second time I filled it in over the past 14 years because of the flooding from the septic in the gray water.
Yeah, I didn't know that we had any standing water other than it is a low area because it's next to that creek.
No,
So
it's low because of the flooding.
the swale. Well, it's a flood area, flood zone.
No, the flood, it floods over when we have heavy rain. I've lived
Sure.
here long enough to know
Sure.
that.
That's the
But
creek. Yeah.
This is all from gray water and septic right there. And you
Well,
know,
I think it will be better in your best interest, truthfully, if we were to start leaving the grass higher. Here's why. When the water does come up high, it's not going to wash dirt out. It's just going to flatten our grass. The grass and the root structure actually helps hold that. So that might be better for you.
Well, I don't even care. I mean, nobody's kept that up till almost the entire time I've lived here.
Right.
And I could care less.
Nobody uses it, so okay.
I could care less, except for the fact that, I have to keep filling this thing in. And I planted willow trees because they suck the water up.
Yeah,
So
that's a good idea.
that is the main reason why I put those there. They're closer to where all the water is and where it just soaks. And I don't, that's the only reason I put those there because I don't like weeding willow trees myself. But I thought anything to help soak up that water so it's not so flooded and washing away. But I'm not trying to cause a problem.
No, I'm not.
And whatever, so we need to get that down and move these 3 trees.
Yeah, so then we're happy.
Everybody's happy.
It may be on our side. Obviously, the slab, if it is on our side, has been on our side for a while.
Since
I don't need, for my driveway, I don't need part of your slab, so I'm not real worried about it.
As long as there's nothing growing there.
Yeah, as long as we can get in and out without.
Oh yeah, I would love to not have to deal with all that growth.
So.
Do you, I guess one other thing, would you guys want to exchange phone numbers or anything in case you have issues in the future?
Yeah, why don't you,
I can
because that
text you a
might be
number.
something that's,
and what's your name
easier.
again?
Jeff Paulus.
Oh, okay, Jeff. Yeah, I recognize the first name.
Yeah, JR used to do all our mowing and stuff around here, and he had leukemia for a while, but he managed to keep up with stuff even through all that, and then this year, zero. What's your, I'm just going to do your
Is it Paulus, Paulus?
Yes.
Okay.
And your name?
It's Mende, Mende.
Uh-huh.
Bobbitt, Bobbitt.
Bobbitt.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Oh shoot.
Okay, what's your number?
717 870 7943.
717.
870
Number 717-880-7600. I mean, are you going to be able to dig those up? I know it's like a folder in there.
7600.
Well, I could just cut them down. Yeah, 7,600. I could do that too. Yeah, they
Unless
prefer
you want to put them somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
find another spot where you think they're going to want some sort of a.
Like the large. Yeah,
They're going to get big.
I know. Well, I was hoping they could.
That's-
I don't have to.
Anyway, enough said.
Yeah, exactly. Enough said. That was the plan. That was the plan.
Good one though.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a nice one. What's your address here?
It's 1090.
1090.
Yeah.
We're 1100.
Oh, somebody, one of your people got Amazon Prime food here. I put it back out in the mailbox, but that's probably came through this caravan. Huh.
That's a pain down there. Wow.
Yeah, it is. I know. Believe me, I know. I put.
We're either going to mow it regularly or we're not going to mow it at all. Pretty much.
That's totally up to you. You know. 'Cause
We
that's
need to keep the
fine.
bank down. We don't want them to have fleas and ticks and whatever other.
Yeah, ticks.
creatures
God,
there.
ticks is so awful. We got a tick
bad
out there
is
just crossing the street to pick up some trash the other day.
They're just waiting.
Oh, yeah. They're really fast tick, too. Like, it just running up your arm.
Really?
Everybody did.
I got one.